Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to replace the CPU, which I'm on doing processors. So I've taken a couple liberties. I didn't actually buy a CPU. I'm just going to take the one out, put it back in, and I want to buy it for this presentation. Anyhow, so and I've removed it from the desk where we normally have it. I'm not standing on carpet. I have an area that's kind of well lit. I can work. I have space. So what I'm going to do is, before I open, I'm actually going to press the start button, the power button. That way it gets rid of any residual power that may have been still kept in the system. And then I am going to open it. This is actually the Dell that I got from Desktop, so I can practice at home and work and learn the trade. So I'm touching the metal, that way I can discharge any ESD that I might have. My wife went and got me a bracelet the other day from Best Buy. It cost like $5. Definitely worth the investment. So right now, when I open the case, I'm just going to kind of give it a quick once over. I'm going to look and see if I see anything burned up, anything that doesn't look right. If there's too much dust, I'm going to clean it up before I do anything. I'll either blow it out with an air compressor, or I don't have one of them special vacuums that create no static, so I'd use an air compressor. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of open it up. I'm going to remove the motherboard, so I'm going to start by taking off all the power connectors, to the fans, to the front audio devices, the P1 connector, the main power, and of course then you got all your IDE cables for the USBs and hard drives and everything. Do it kind of gingerly, but from here I'm just going to kind of point out something. Here's a heat sink, the CPU is underneath it. There's the north bridge, the south bridge, the CMOS battery, RAM, the PCI slots, different capacitors, which you definitely want to get to know where they are. That way you don't hurt yourself in the future. And since I have big fat hands, I'm actually going to remove the system board and work on it outside of the computer case. Okay. So I'm still touching the metal continuously, that way, whether this thing works or not. I'm sure it does, but you just want to be careful and don't get nothing in there. I'm actually going to move it over and ground it out there. I don't know if I have to, but I'm going to anyway. Now this thing, let's see, I'm going to remove. Wow, those come out pretty good. Normally they're kind of hard. Okay, now I'm going to remove the heat sink. Okay, no, the processor is actually kind of melted to this one, so makes it a little easier, I guess. Now here's the zero insertion force lever. That's what you normally use. You want to lift it up, take out the old processor, set it aside. Then you want to get your new one out of any packaging you might have. Take off the protective packaging. Make sure when you touch it, you're only touching the sides. Try not to touch the bottom, and really don't be touching the socket that it's going into. Now when you go to put it in there, what you want to do is you want to look for any arrows or anything like that, or any slots that you have to line up with the socket. Like this one actually has an arrow right here, which would coincide up here with this model. So what you want to do is you get your new one, you take it out, and you want to make sure you go straight down with it. You don't want to slide it in or tilt it in or anything like that, because you have all these little pins down there, and if you bend one or get one messed up, well, you just basically wasted your money. So you take it. I'm gonna put it back in here. I'm gonna lower that. Again, this is a computer Dustin gave me, so I'm not worried about really hurting it. Set it on there. From there, you kind of put it in straight. Put these back on. Now I'm just going to start reconnecting everything. I'm going to work in reverse, kind of get everything put back together. Okay. touch the metal, discharge any ESD. I'm gonna go back over here, disconnect it. I'm still touching metal. Now I'm gonna reinstall the system board. I'm gonna take all my connectors and cables, try to move them out of the way. Snap it back into place. Make sure everything comes through my input-output shield in the back, so it's securely fastened. I didn't have to put in any risers or anything like that because I didn't remove any, so it's not going to ground out when I put power to it. So now I'm just going to start reconnecting all the power supply deals. There's a fan, power supply or whatever it's going to, and then front audio. Just kind of working in reverse from what I was doing before. The good thing about these deals here is that they really only go in one place, so you don't have to worry about putting it in the wrong spot. Make sure everything's hooked back up, nice and secure. Give it a firm little push. There's the CMOS battery. We'll learn about that tonight and how to redo the BIOS, make sure everything's reset. Okay, last but not least, I'm going to reconnect the P1 power supply, the main power source for the system board. And from here I'm just going to kind of go back over it one last time, see if I get anything disconnected that should be. I don't have anything to go to that one, so I'm going to close it up. And from here I'm just going to close up the computer, the case, and then I'm going to take it back and I'm going to hook it up and I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to see if it works, and if it doesn't work, I'll start my troubleshooting process, and I'll probably start with the power supply and make sure I have all the connectors all connected and everything where it's supposed to be, and hopefully it went well. Anyhow, that's my presentation. Thank you. Have a good day.